1942. It's been a year of great changes for all of us. Abroad, the war has raged and as yet shows little signs of abating. From the arid sands of the desert to the frozen wastes of the Arctic, it's gone on unceasingly, by day and by night, on land, at sea, and in the air. We have been spared the horrors of war, but we've not evaded all the consequences of it. Sacrifices have been asked of all of us, sacrifices which have been freely given in the cause of Ireland's safety. We've noticed great changes in our cities. Petrol restrictions saw to that. Private cars gave way to buses and bicycles, and with the abolition of unnecessary motoring, stagecoaches made a welcome reappearance. It was just like the olden times again, as the coaches whipped through country lanes, and there could be few amongst us who couldn't see a brighter side to the restrictions, at least from the picturesque point of view. Naturally, going to the races wasn't considered a necessary use of petrol, and all sorts of vehicles were used for the journey. Bicycles were most popular with people who went to see the Phoenix Plate. They had a good day's racing, the big race being won, appropriately enough, by the Phoenix. The Irish Oaks proved no surprise for racegoers. Margida, owned by the Aga Khan, started favourite and finished first at 6-1 on. The odds on the winner of the Irish Lincolnshire were not nearly so short. Foam Crest won at 100-8, but not before an objection, lodged by another jockey, had been overruled. The unbeaten Windsor Slipper was firm favourite for the Irish Derby, and there was a big crowd on the Curragh to see if he could notch another win. He could and did, beating Grand Inquisitor by 6 lengths. Cork and Dublin were the finalists for the All-Ireland Hurling Championship. It was a good, hard game, and Cork fought stubbornly to notch their 13th victory by a margin of 7 points. In the All-Ireland football final, Dublin, with already 14 cup wins, were determined to beat Cork. They managed it all right by 2 points. Among other sports, great interest was aroused by the fight for the Irish heavyweight title between giant Jim Cully and Chris Cole, the holder. Cole was doing much as he liked when the towel fluttered in from Cully's corner. Golf, the East Ireland Championship, and here's 21-year-old Kevin Garvey sinking the winning putt. It's been a year of great achievement too. With the difficulties of overseas shipping, great efforts have been made to make our country self-supporting. The production of home-produced fuel has been stepped up, and modern mills have been working overtime to deal with the results of the harvest. Voluntary labour of all kinds was used to assist regular farm workers to gather what was the most important harvest of recent years. One of the year's most outstanding achievements was the Consecration of Caven Cathedral. "1942 has seen the passing of 2 old friends, the Reverend Dr. McKenna, for so long a member of the Episcopate, and Father Michael O'Flanahan, who was laid to rest in Glasnevin Cemetery. The former president of Maynooth College, the Most Reverend John Dalton, was consecrated titular Bishop of Bindi and coadjutor Bishop of Meath by Cardinal McGrory. On Taoiseach and Mrs. DeValera were present at the wedding of their son Vivian to Miss B Hearne. The ceremony took place at Terranure. But above all, it's been a year of marching men, as Ireland rallied all available manpower to her aid. Great progress has been made in the training of the many voluntary defence services. Every member of them has done invaluable work. And that goes for all of them. Men of the local defence force, the local security force, air raid precautions personnel, Maritime Inscription and the Red Cross. During the year, we've been able to show you many pictures of the regular and auxiliary services at work. This has been made possible by the cooperation of the Department of Defence. With their assistance, we've been able to present pictures of a side of service life not generally possible. This has particularly been the case with those specialized units whose work has not been fully appreciated by most of us. For instance, we were shown the way communications are kept open by the Army. Few of us could have realized the high technical skill and detailed training required to fit a man for the job. One of the most interesting of these short visits was to the Marine Service. Here we were able to see a little of the work done by those who man the fast motor torpedo boats. We were able to see how they patrol our island shores, keeping a sharp lookout for such things as floating mines. The biggest exercises ever undertaken by the Army were held in County Cork. We have long been aware of the growing efficiency of the Army, and it was grand to know how well it acquitted itself under actual battle conditions. Taoiseach watched the manoeuvres, and he must have been well pleased with everything he saw, including the massive coastal guns. The climax of the exercises was reached when he reviewed the units as they marched through Cork. Their long battle practice seemed in no way to have tired them, and they swung past as though fresh from barracks instead of from forced marches and temporary bivouacs. But the Cork parade wasn't the end. They marched the 600-odd miles back to County Dublin for more manoeuvres, this time with the defenders of the capital, both regulars and L.D.F. Mr. DeValera watched them pass in a very informal review. Yes, it's been a hard year. Sacrifices have been made by rich and poor alike. Nobody has minded that. No sacrifice, no hardship can ever be too great when the reward is our own homeland, when the final prize is Ireland.